All right. Thank you for making time from a busy schedule and joining me. How are you doing, Kultar?
I'm well, Ian. Thanks for having me on this exciting um, first episode of GrowthAmped Studio podcast. I'm looking forward to uh, our discussion today.
My pleasure. My pleasure. So before we get started, let's introduce ourselves. I'll let you go first and introduce yourself, and then I'll do the same.
Sure. So I'm Kultar Khatra. I'm the GM at Crash Technology. We are managed services IT provider for SMBs in across Australia. We've got a few international customers, but predominantly we have customers in Australia, and we specialize in managed services, which is your 24/7 support desk and all the SLAs which come along with the support desk, cybersecurity, and IT compliance. So that's what we specialize in. The business has been around for 25 years.
Wonderful. Thanks for the intro. I'm Ayan Daftari, and I'm the founding partner of GrowthAmped, and we are here today talking about the crash technology and some questions related to that. My background is mainly from a mix of consulting as well as professional and managed services. So we figured the best way to kick off this series of podcasts is to speak to somebody in a similar industry. So it would make for a very fluid conversation, and we could put our heads together and see what we're able to identify. So just to set the context of the call, before we dive in, here's how the call will go. We'll start with some of the industry trends that you're seeing, and then we'll dive into some of your current challenges and where you want to be in the next 6 to 12 months or even beyond that. And then finally, we'll wrap up by exploring any next steps if it makes sense. The whole conversation should take anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes. So how does that format sound?
Sounds good. Sounds
All
structured.
right.
Let's go.
All right. So you mentioned that you're the GM at Crash Tech. So how does your role fit in to the big picture at Crash? Of course, leadership given, but if you want to elaborate on that a little bit.
Right. Well, if I had to sum up my role in one word, it would be um, an integrator, or we can also call my role to be an enabler. So my role is to maximize the profit from a perspective of the IT as a cost center for our customers. So my role is directly associated with business performance, and it's all about ensuring that we are helping our customers with IT, cybersecurity, and compliance. So no matter what the business model is of the customer, we are here to improve the operational efficiency, um, enabling digital transformation, ensuring there's regulatory confidence of customers in the technology stack that we have deployed for the customers. So my role is not just running a team of IT professionals, but it's basically working with my customers in helping them with their businesses, building scalability, resilience, within the IT infrastructure, and help grow revenue for them.
Perfect. So a little bit of business development along with solution delivery and oversight, if I can summarize that.
That's exactly, yeah, you summarized it pretty well.
Perfect. Perfect. So looks like you fill in a lot of different shoes. So what is a typical day like for you?
Um, so typical day is gaining visibility on what my team is doing, so I can understand, you know, from a services perspective, the customers are being managed. So that any SOC alerts, SLA, having a look over the SLA dashboard, just ensuring all the KPIs are met. So that's from an operational perspective. But then it pivots towards strategy. So conversations with executives, board, uh, board meetings for customers, having a conversation with them about anything from AI adoption to how we can help them scale their processes, their business internally with the internal processes. So I might be, for example, I might review a healthcare customer, and we might look at the uh, readiness from a perspective of AS8 compliance or from a perspective of HIPAA compliance for that customer. Or I might be working with um, a, a, one of our verticals is the financial services. So I might be working with a customer who's basically doing an audit for internal systems. So I could work on what technology we can deploy for that. Or I could be working with a vendor or providing us services. So I could be working with them on ensuring our stack of solutions is state of art and is able to protect our customers no matter what the challenges are. So just making sure my typical day is ensuring that revenue is well spent for our customers.
Beautiful. Um, and if I may ask, are these mainly commercial off-the-shelf solutions, or are there any you know IP IPs that you guys have that you deploy, or is it a mix of these?
No, it's these are pretty much bespoke solutions, which are provided by certain vendors who work with IT service providers like us. I've been in the industry for in the managed services space. I've been for about 10 years. Yeah, 10 years now. Um, Previous to that, I was working for security vendors like Trend Micro. So there's that security background, but then I shifted towards managed services. So the vendors who I've worked with provided managed services or provided technologies for managed service providers. So there's a technical stack
Got it.
over there for internal solutions and so on.
Got it. Oh, that's great. As far as industry trends go, what major shifts are you seeing in your industry right now?
Um, the major shifts are definitely cybersecurity is a focus because cybersecurity is just not something which is related to endpoint or to the perimeter defense. It's pretty much now looked from a perspective of the various privacy laws and data um, breach laws that are being implemented throughout ASEAN or throughout ANZ. So Australia itself has a Notifiable Data Breaches Act where businesses doing a certain amount of revenue or holding certain types of data are subject to it. So there's compliance and cybersecurity, which is now a board level priority. So we seeing a shift where members of the board, the managing directors of businesses, are taking cybersecurity more and more seriously. So, as part of like if you're part of a board, cyber resilience is a metric along with financial KPIs. So, I've seen that shift where we find it more being a strategic partner. We're dealing with this with cybersecurity more tactically, and people are being at the highest level are being held accountable for cybersecurity.
Sure. Sure. Yeah, we heard that also in the U.S. The famous Target breach that happened a few years ago, and I think you know there was so much fallout from that that everybody was starting to look at their cybersecurity posture and just security in general. So I
True,
can definitely,
there are too many examples, but
yeah,
some of the key ones are like I think over the weekend there were a number of flight services which got cancelled due to a vulnerability on a third party application.
wow,
I don't want to name any service providers, but there
sure,
was a third party application which is related to flight control, and that was there was a breach or there was an issue with it. So that affected
yeah,
hundreds of thousands of people. We've seen other challenges not too long ago, and we've seen some larger corporations have some challenges as well. So, cybersecurity, compliance, these work hand to hand. The other thing which I'm seeing is hybrid IT, which is moving. There's a lot of businesses who've moved away from a line of business application which was server based
sure,
to having some services in-house,
hmm,
like your print and your local server, your Active Directory in-house, and then moving to Microsoft 365, Office 365. So we
yeah,
see hybrid environment, and that's what we specialize in as well. The other thing which we see is AI. AI is not everything right now, but we're seeing more and
yeah,
more adoption of AI within businesses, right from triaging an issue or having a GPT built on the SharePoint of the customer. So that's something
yeah,
which we work with our customers, where we've built a Copilot and a GPT for using their information which they already have access to. So just making it better. So AI is quite a hot topic right now, and
yeah.
no matter what we do, we're not going to be able to escape it.
You can't beat it, so you've got to join it, right?
Yes, that's the smart thing to do.
Lots of so that's a lot of valuable insight. So you mentioned a few different things, right? We talked about cybersecurity, we talked about the hybrid IT infrastructure, compliance, and then of course the elephant in the room, AI. How are these trends, collectively or individually affecting your business, and you know, more in particular your growth strategy? So as you look into the future, how's this impacting you?
Well, we are embracing these things head on, right? So we ourselves we are using Copilot heavily to um, to improve our processes. We have used Copilot internally. We've gone there and we've deployed it across our SharePoint. So that's something which we've done. We've also working with our vendor where there is AI inbuilt into our ticketing system. So all our we have a central system for managing tickets and customers, challenges, projects, and so on. So we think um, about a 30% benefit of ticket handling by having that AI, because we can
Sure.
um, quickly access information. What this is also enabling us is by standardizing on vendors and having um, a much robust stack for cybersecurity, we can now work towards ISO certifications, having the processes and everything done. We can work ourselves, the business, to get ISO certified, and then we can provide different regulatory services or services around different regulatory frameworks to our customers, like SOC 2 compliance. Then we are uh, moving towards a zero. Uh, I would say, yeah, literally, we will be able to deploy solutions out there to our customers where we will be able to be the first ones to avoid any external hackers to be able to get into our customers.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting. No, thank you for sharing that. That's valuable insight. And of course, with AI coming into the picture, there's so many applications there. The sky's the limit. And with you, the example that you mentioned, where you're seeing a 30% improvement in the ticket handling, I think that is just the beginning. So there's so much more that's going to happen as we.
Just to add over there, basically, this from a growth standpoint, what we are now being perceived by customers is just not an IT support organization,
Sure.
but global technology partner. Because we
Yes.
understand compliance, we understand cyber resilience, we understand how AI can help our customers achieve growth. So that's what is helping us from a growth perspective. Yeah, so at the end of the day, as a business, we are chasing revenue, or that's where the real growth is. So having these solution services and technologies will help us with a multi-million dollar growth strategy for the next 12 to 24 months.
No, that's great. Any other areas of growth that you feel could be better?
Well, if you're asking about what's working well and what's been
Yes.
frustrating, see what's worked extremely well for us is us having that proactive model, right? So
Yeah.
having the stack where now we've automated patching, we've automated some SOC alerts. So SOC is a cybersecurity operations center where we've got a solution which is looking at 90% of the issues. 90% of the issues which we are coming across are being resolved using a SOC team. So that's bringing productivity gains. Our endpoint monitoring is getting automated. So that's basically helping us uh, provide better service to our customers. And that's where we will be able to do more with a smaller team. So it helps from a perspective of operational expenses, from a headcount perspective. But yes, investing in these businesses is something where we do have to invest in revenue.
Sure.
But hey, it's still a growth, an opportunity for us to grow. And then it comes down to us to be able to provide stronger client engagement through VCI services, some strategic sessions,
Yes.
which we deliver to the boards and to certain customers. So we're able to provide that VCI services, better understand the customer, have a plan in place, like a roadmap for every customer, so we can have the recommendations and deliver projects to enable that customer to be ready for growth in the future. So that's what's been working well. The frustration part can be is vendor noise and maturity in the market. So we do have worked out where we're working with only a few vendors on technology, so standardizing on that has helped us.
Mhm.
But the other frustration can be educating the customer to be able to accommodate for this additional expense, which isn't traditionally IT hardware or IT software related, right? So this is
Yeah.
something where we've seen frustration um, from some customers. So yeah, our role is now just cutting through the noise and enabling customers, advising customers that there is true return of investment to be made over here. So that's something which we think is an opportunity and a challenge.
No, perfect. Um, have you done any proof of value, proof of concepts for them to sort of win the customer's trust in the solution? Since these are new things, right? If
Mhm.
it's got to take time to bake before the word of mouth spreads and the product evolves, so to
Mhm.
speak. Is there any? POVs, POCs that you guys have been doing?
Yeah, sure. What we've done is we've been able to demonstrate to the customers compliance to SLA. It basically what that does is looking at what the mean time or to resolution was for issue. So we're able to show that hey, we're able to resolve your issues quickly, so you can be more productive. So that's what we've been able to achieve through some of the automation. We've been able to get better vulnerability management scores for customers, which helps them with their cybersecurity insurance. We've been able to help them meet AES 8 level 1 compliance so they know that if there's any challenges, they are compliant. We've been able to put together plans for incident data breach response so the customer has procedures in place. And at the end of the day, we've got the technologies are now, we be able to link them back to uptime and productivity. So we can show that there's minimum downtime and hence the productivity is there. So there's a push for us to show that automation and AI driven monitoring is something which is uh, it's working along the process of maturity um, from an IT landscape perspective for the customer. And at the end of the day, that basically means it's growing revenue for the customer. So we have better client retention, um, and be able to basically then work with them on how we provide them a service which encapsulates everything and goes towards that zero trust architecture by
Yes,
having all these cybersecurity and compliance criteria ticked off.
got it.
Yeah.
Does that involve deploying GPTs and LLMs into their support ticketing infrastructure, or exposing some of the incident data to you guys as infrastructure, or is it a hybrid like you mentioned earlier?
Yeah, see, a lot of these things happen in the background. So
Sure.
we have the technologies which we deploy, and the technologies then have APIs which call into the customer's O365 environment or the customer's or our ticketing environment. So that does happen in the background. When we do the GPTs, that's pretty much through Copilot for the
Mm,
customer's OneDrive or SharePoint environment. For
okay.
example, we've done GPTs or we've looked at Copilot where for a customer who provides legal services for the family law. Let's say that's the specialization is family law. We've built a GPT where they've got a team of about 40 odd legal professionals, a mix of some senior lawyers, some junior lawyers, and the junior lawyers are able to go through the existing cases, find that information. So these are two different services. So we shouldn't muddy the waters with how we
Sure.
approach what. But basically, what we're trying to do is our future goal is um, to provide these services so the customer can see growth in their revenue with AI and automation.
Got it. What metrics are you most focused on improving from where you stand today?
The metrics which we would be focused on would be still mean time to resolution. That's the KPIs which we have for our internal team. That's what we would be. That would be one of the three key areas which we would want to focus on improving. It's already great, but we want to keep that
Sure.
consistency because, as I said earlier, it's that the SL compliance to SLA is about providing a service to the customer where the customer can have minimum downtime and focus on growth. So it's about customer trust. So as a managed service provider for IT services, that's what is our first key priority. Um, the other metric would be the client security posture.
Yeah.
We This is an ongoing service, which is ensuring that we are managing vulnerabilities for the customer. And if there's any incidents, we're able to contain them and we're reducing that. So the client security posture. So it all of the same things which relate to growth are the metrics which we keep focused on.
Okay.
And then it's about uptime for the uptime for the customer. So minimum downtime. There are things which are in our hand, and then there are services which everybody relies on global vendors. So, but we are looking at how we can provide them services, which includes everything from providing NBN. Sorry, NBN is Internet Services. So National Broadband Network in Australia. That's our infrastructure service for internet service providers to be able to provide internet. So we have roughly 40% of our customers who go through a network service provider of our choice. So we work with that vendor. So the uptime, there's a few things which we need to work on. That's something which we can grow from a revenue perspective as well.
Sure. No, that's that's very good insight into your business. So I appreciate that. Just want to touch upon some future goals. Where do you see Crash Technology in the next, let's just say 12 to 24 months? And if you want to even define the long term, that's fine as well.
Right. Well, revenue 6 to like 12 months and beyond. We work in financial years, right?
Right.
And we've just got into our FY26. So Australia's financial year is from July till June. It's not the calendar year like in the US. So this FY26, we are looking at at least 20%. Ooh, I don't want to. Okay, we're looking at least 20% growth. Or you know what, 25 to 30% is the best way to put it. So that's what we would be looking at year on year.
Yep.
Last year was a bit challenging from a perspective of the way all businesses were being affected by a number of factors which aren't in the control of the service provider or of businesses. So I think we are we're towards the end of the tunnel, and everybody's motivated to grow now. So it's basically from a growth perspective, AI and automation, expanding on the services which we provide to our customers. So we can reduce the manual handling of tickets, and also provide some AI services to our customers, and just providing our SOC services to at least 50% of our customers. Not everybody needs SOC. So I would say to be able to strengthen our security posture, we would expand the SOC services into 50% of the customers, and keep working on partnerships with vendors. So specialize, just have that, a strong alliance with our vendor partners. So if and when um, stuff gets hard, we can work with our vendor to get complaints resolved as soon as possible. Yep. So the
Absolutely.
goal is to be recognized not just as a managed service provider, but
Sure.
as an IT partner who drives resilience, compliance, and provides measurable business growth for our customers on a global level.
No, beautiful. Yeah, for sure. I mean, farming customers definitely is a good strategy, right? Especially if you build that trust relationship and you want to move other business lines forward with that relationship, such as your SOC services expansion. You mentioned to 50% of your customers. So definitely a move in the right direction there for you. I don't know if my video is frozen, but it does look frozen.
It's all good.
You good? Okay. So I think you've partly answered this question, but I'll go ahead and ask it anyway, just so we have some takeaways for us. If you had a magic wand to fix one thing in your business that's holding you back or slowing you down, what would that one thing be?
That's a great question. All right. Well, if I could fix one thing instantly, I think it could be vendor alignment across the ecosystem. So right now we've got different endpoint platforms which we're supporting, which is endpoint security platforms. So that's something which we need to standardize on. We've got a big push internally to get that done. So that's something which we need to enable our customers, to make it easy for our customers to make that choice. And the other thing would be, how can I bridge the revenue gap? So is that something you can help us with, getting net new logos? I know in the US there's this big term which is new logos.
New logos, yes.
Would really like, because existing customers, we've got great rapport, great service, and we have provided technologies which will give them a stronger cybersecurity stance. So now we need to go and provide services to net new customers. So that's something which I would need some assistance with. Every business wants to grow. So how can, is that something which you guys can help us with? Marketing to customers, getting some, thought leaders to be able to work with us. How can you guys help us?
Absolutely. Actually, this is thank you for the question. And yeah, in fact, when it comes to customer acquisition, new logos, and just keeping traction with existing customers, we do have a lot of great solutions that can be of use to your company, and we've proven these methods with other partners. I know you call your customers partners, and we do the same. So we're also here to be growth partners for whoever we can help. So we definitely have a great tool set, if you will, to help you acquire new logos. We've got some good success stories that I would love to get into and explain, and just walk you through some of the things that we do. So if you're not opposed to it, if a 20 to 30 minute call is okay by you, then we could coordinate that at the end of this podcast, and I could prepare a customized growth plan showing you how we can solve this issue.
Sounds good.
How does that sound?
Sounds good.
All right. So yeah, I'm excited to dive deeper into this with you, and thank you so much for making time from your schedule again for this podcast. So yeah, let's we'll wait to get onto the next steps and schedule the next call. As they say in your vernacular, good day, mate. Thank you so much.
All right, buddy. We'll talk soon. Ciao. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye.